Begin with a basic Blender project and go to top view by pressing 7. Then press Ctrl Alt 0. Select the cube and delete it. Now select the lighting and delete. Select the camera, go to its properties and change the type to orthographic. So now let's import the SVG. Go to File, Import SVG, and let me select the SVG. So now select all of it and scale it up. Now go to Object, set Origin, Origin to Mass, Volume, and now I will rearrange them, move them on Z axis. Now we will link the outline of the blade to its fill shape. Click Ctrl P and select Object and repeat the process. Now we have to link all the fill object to the center of rotation. So now if we rotate, all the blades will rotate properly. So now as you see, some of the objects are in front of the blade. That's not what we want. So select the center and move it on Z axis. So now we are getting the expected behavior. So now let's start animating. In the properties panel, go to animation nodes and create a new ID called all transforms. Then click from current transforms. And now let's create another panel and use it for animation nodes. So add an object collection info and select the collection. You can see the name. Now we need to add matrix output. Connect the objects. Now you see everything is messed up, but we will fix it. Now we have to add ID key and select the ID key that we created called all transforms. Now connect the object and connect the matrix output, and now we have everything as before. Now we have to move the blades in another collection. So first we will create a collection called blades. And then select all the blades parts and move it to the collection. And now let's select all and duplicate it and change the collection name to blades. Now we need to add something called offset matrices. Let's search for it. Now we will move the 3D cursor above and add an empty sphere. Make sure the empty is above all the collection. Scale it down so that it doesn't touch any part of the illustration. Now let's add a keyframe at 80. We will scale it up at keyframe 1 and insert its scale. Now we will need to add called object controller fallout and connect its fallout output. Now select the empty object. Now enable the scale and set all the scales to 0. Now we can see that we are getting what we needed. Now we will add an interpolation and connect it. We will use the back interpolation. Set its value to something like 2.5. Now we can see that bouncy effect. Now select the center of rotation and add an object and use the dropper tool. Go to object and use transform outputs, and we will rotate it on Z axis only. Now add animation time info and connect it to the rotation. We will have this. We will connect it to Z axis and use degrees. We will add a math node and multiply it by 4.5. And now we can see that it is rotating. Let's duplicate the keyframe and offset it. Do the same for the first keyframe, and let's end the animation at 200. So now our animation is complete. We can see that the blades are not at front. So to fix that, select the Z axis and move it. Now it's on top of all, and this is how our animation looks.